Raised on a dairy farm in Little Falls, Minnesota during the Depression, Edward E. Slettom was one of 6 children born to Ole and Selma Slettom. Ed emerged as a leader early in life when he helped organize his local 4-H program and became actively involved with the Future Farmers of America program. His talents were quickly noticed by those around him, and by age 18 he was elected state president of the FFA. He graduated from high school in 1939 and attended the University of Minnesota's College of Agriculture. Here he continued to hone his leadership skills, serving on the All-University Council. In 1942, he graduated with distinction and accepted a job teaching vocational agriculture in Fairmont, Minnesota. This turned out to be the best decision he ever made. It was here that Ed met a beautiful young teacher named Iris Vanstrom. 2 years later, with Ed on leave from the United States Army, the two were married. Their daughter, Mary Jo, was born the next year, followed by sons William, John, and Robert. Ed's first job after his Army service was as a county agricultural agent in Faribault, Minnesota. During his 5 years there, he organized several 4-H clubs, spearheaded the organization of 2 cooperative dairy herd improvement associations, developed a county crop improvement association, and organized the early merger of several dairy co-ops to provide savings for milk producers. All the while, he consistently and effectively encouraged farmers to do business with their cooperatives. In 1951, Ed became the Minnesota Deputy Commissioner of Agriculture. In this role, he excelled once again. He used his outstanding lobbying skills to guide several cooperative law amendments through the Minnesota legislature, and was a key player in introducing the Minnesota Grade A milk program. He was also a familiar face at co-op board meetings throughout the state, where he helped co-ops navigate restructuring, accounting, and audit issues. Ed's quality leadership and commitment to cooperatives did not go unnoticed, and in 1956, he became the executive secretary of the Minnesota Association of Cooperatives. Ed doubled MAC's local cooperative membership by introducing a well-focused program of cooperative education, public relations, and legislation. Ed's passion for cooperative education was unmatched. He believed that quality co-op education inspired people to advance cooperatives, and thus set out to improve the system, and improve it he did. The statewide Cooperative Conference for Youth that he helped build boasted 9,000 attendees during his tenure. The training clinics he created, which focused on teaching director responsibilities, cooperative principles, and the legal and financial aspects of cooperatives, were emulated by other state associations. And more than 500 youth leaders in the state attended the American Institute of Cooperation thanks to his effort. But he didn't stop there. He was frustrated with the lack of quality educational materials pertaining to co-ops, so he worked with publishers and authors to correct misconceptions and inaccuracies in existing materials. He also co-authored the first teaching outline on co-ops for vocational ag teachers, as well as the nationally distributed Careers in Cooperatives. He became a frequent speaker at colleges in the region, and even volunteered as a community resource person in the Minneapolis public school system. All of these efforts significantly grew the co-op curriculum in the region. In 1977, Ed saw another opportunity to enhance cooperative education. He spearheaded the purchase of the home of Congressman Andrew J. Volstead, creating a museum showcasing the history of the Capper-Volstead Act and the origins of farmer cooperatives. On the legislative front, Ed was equally effective. He helped electric co-ops overcome harmful legislative efforts that diminished their board's authority. He improved the efficiency of co-op mergers through legislation. And he testified on Capitol Hill about cooperative taxation and was one of a select group that helped guide the National Cooperative Bank legislation through Congress. But most importantly, he cultivated legislators and opinion makers in such a way that he was able to successfully combat negative perceptions about cooperatives and make significant, lasting changes to the cooperative system. His board associations were similarly impressive. Ed served the National Cooperative Business Association, the Minnesota League of Credit Unions, the National Council of Farmer Cooperatives, the National Association of State Cooperative Associations and Councils, and the Cooperative Foundation, to name a few. He also helped form Health Partners and defended it when others tried to put it out of business. His wife Iris actually served as a board member for 16 years during this co-op's difficult and formative years. Ed retired in 1986 so he and Iris could devote more time to their farm. Apparently, the co-op fever was hard to shake, however, so he and Iris helped create the North Woods Forestry Co-op. They also helped revitalize their community grange and are credited with starting the Glen Community 4th of July Parade, which now boasts 80 units. Ed Slettom is a role model who reflects cooperative values in all that he does. His unwavering belief in the cooperative system has been a lifelong passion, and his unmatched skill as a teacher has inspired the passion in others. Through his leadership, his innovation, his wonderful people skills, and his strength of character, Ed has left a lasting mark on cooperatives. We welcome Ed Slettom into the Cooperative Hall of Fame.